Good morning from an uncovered place spot on my studio table. I'm celebrating a birthday and actually an anniversary in a way. Uh, uh, the anniversary of going back to school anniversary. I just got my renewal for a new car tag. I've been back in Mississippi for at least a year. And so that's an anniversary, but it's also a rebirth day. I have a post on my blog about crayons, and I talk about how I mark the new school year by the boxes of crayons, and I said, and I don't want to overdo this little story, but my parents grew up in the Depression, and I, in a way I did too, as a reflex. But even if my parents could have afforded to buy me a lot of toys and little niceties and doodads like I did for my children, they would not have, because they always feared a return to the Depression. But every school year, I got a new box of crayons. I'm not sure how many were in each box. Certainly not 152. But I don't guess I ever had another set of 152 crayons until today. But as I said, this is my rebirth day. I'm starting some new projects this week, and you'll be hearing more about that. But one of those rebirthday projects, is that I am looking at Tomie dePaola again. Maybe I'm looking at him for the first time. dePaola, and I actually created the post about the crayons long before I began this study. I ordered several dePaola books, and one of the biographies, or actually two of them, because one person wrote two different biographies. One's just a redo of the other with a little bit of extra and a little left out. But anyway, the writer tells the story that Tomie dePaola had told her, that about how he learned in kindergarten how he could take a box of 48 crayons, draw a circle, and make a likeness of himself. And I think that's what art's all about. That's what writing's about. Creating a likeness of ourselves, whether we do it on purpose or not. We are, in fact, Tomie dePaola says that in another book. I read about 20 books this week that about Tomie dePaola, so it all becomes a mishmash. But in another book, he said, or no, I think that the same writer, the same person who wrote his biographies, said that when we create, whatever we create, whether we're creating a portrait of another child or another child, I am a child, of a child, or whether we're painting a barn, we paint ourselves. And I think that's what, the more I've looked at Tomie dePaola's work, I see that he did paint himself. He drew himself. He wrote himself. But back to the box of crayons. As part of, I have an event coming up on on September 15th. September 15th is dePaola's birthday. I'm not quite sure. He was born in 1934, I believe. Maybe 1939, I'm not quite sure. But anyway, it's all on the post, the magical posts, and that I always link in the comments below and in the description. But anyway, the the event that I'm starting on that day is going to be looking at Tomie dePaola's Stregonona series and discovering all the things that I've missed because I was prejudiced about his work. I was prejudiced about dePaola's books. And now I realize that was just another one of my dumb mistakes that I had to outgrow. So back to my rebirth day. My rebirth day is that I have